Hello everyone. This is a preview of Heritage Park Disc Golf Course so you can get an idea of how the course is set up and how it will play during the 2018 Disc Golf World Championship held in Kansas City. Heritage Park was designed by Scott Reek. Took him nearly 4 years to get it done, and it was finally opened on November of 2015. It's a par 63 course, and it measures 6,826 feet in length, and it is located in Olathe, Kansas. Since most players are right-hand, backhand players like myself, that's how I'm going to describe the shots throughout the course. Hole 1, par 4, 519 feet. We have a narrow gap to throw through. A fairway shot is absolutely crucial. It's your most important shot on this hole because it's going to set you up for your next shot to the green, which is going to be either a turnover or a forehand. Anything off the fairway is pretty much going to be an impossible birdie. So the only way to get a 3 is set yourself up nicely on the drive to give yourself a play at the green. Hole 2, par 4, 440 feet. Now this hole, you want to play it out to the right and long if you can. The tall grasses are not out of bounds, and being out on the right is going to give you the most open look to get onto the green for your birdie 3. Any shots that finish left, you're probably not going to be able to see the basket, and if you're lucky, you might have a short spike hyzer type approach to the green. Hole 3, 316 feet. You can see it straight down the path, and it is very tempting to go straight at it, but it is more open if you go along the right side with a hyzer. I've noticed that it brings more success and easier entry onto the green for a putt. Beware, do not go long right. If you are long right on this hole, it's jail, and it's going to be a tough par save. Now if you hyzer out left towards where the camera is panning to, that's not really very bad at all. You can have a nice look for an easy par save. Hole 4, par 3, 317 feet. You have early trouble right, and then you have long trouble on the left side. If you're on the right side, you have an easy up and down for par. If you're long left, it can be quite difficult. It's very thick, difficult to get up and down for your par. Forehand approaches work well if you have the power, and I've seen a lot of success with the Anheuser Flex. There is no out of bounds on this hole. The trouble is just going deep into the brush. Hole 5, it's all about hitting this tight little gap right off the tee box. You want to use a overstable fairway driver or driver, whatever you choose. Let the disc do the work. You throw it low and flat because the ceiling is low, and let the overstability of the disc just do the work. It'll skip up to the green for you. But hitting that first gap is crucial to giving yourself a chance at the birdie. Hole 6, par 4, 400 feet. It requires 2 well-placed shots. Your first shot going to be about 220, 240 foot, either mid-range or fairway driver. You have a low ceiling to deal with, and placement is crucial to give yourself a better look at the basket. Anything Not well placed is going to be an impossible birdie. Accuracy off the tee is crucial on many of the holes out on this course, and very much the case on this hole. As you can see, the basket is tucked in a cove. So once you set yourself up well, you can have a nice little forehand approach down to the green, which is protected by small little saplings and trees. But once you get there, even if you hit one of those little trees, you're still basically inside the circle. Hole 7, par 4, 515 feet. It is very tempting to crush a drive on this hole, but beware. You see this landing zone I've marked? This is where you want to be for your best chance at birdie. By crushing it hard, you're going to end up right or left, possibly, into the brush, where all you're going to be able to do is save par with a pitch out. The landing zone is about 260 feet from the tee, and the green is nice and ample, but that landing zone is short of a 20-foot gap in the fairway where it closes in like an hourglass. Hole 8 is a 330 feet par 3. This is a risk-reward shot. There is a moat shaped out of bounds. So you can go for the drive to try and make it onto the green, or you can lay up. It depends on where in the tournament you are. If it's early in the tournament, you might want to lay up. If it's late in the tournament and you need to make up some strokes, you might want to go for the green. I will show you the out of bounds. See, this red zone is all out of bounds, indicated by the rope, and it extends onto the right side. So I've seen really good shots, unfortunately, kick off of a tree and go out of bounds. It's a situational type decision on whether you go for it or you lay up. This blue mark is the drop zone. It's about 45 feet to the basket. So it does give you the chance to save par if you go out of bounds. Hole 9, 310 feet. It's going to be a hyzer shot. You can do the low line skipper, or you can throw a high hyzer. There are some branches to deal with. This, you can see the entry with the hyzer right here. Pretty clear. Now this hole is all about getting the deuce. If you have a bad shot on this hole and you finish, not on the green, you can easily save par. So it really is all about getting the 2. Hole 10, par 4, 429 feet, requires a lot of accuracy. Now you have 2 routes to navigate. You can go straight down where the camera is pointing right now, or you can throw it straight and hyzer out, or you can go with the big Skyan hyzer. Now this basket is not where the hole is set. Right in the back left, that yellow mark, that is where the basket will actually be. It's actually 110 feet further than where this basket is right now. It's tucked in a cove, so if you land anywhere by where this basket is, you're going to give yourself the best opportunity to get up and down for your birdie. Hole 11, another par 4, 450 feet. This one gives you a couple of ways to play it too. Now you can go straight down the way the camera is rolling and approach the hole in this fashion. The only bad thing about playing it on the left side is that the entry, as we turn the camera 180 degrees from the tee box, you can see that the entry is narrow on the left side. You have a low ceiling, and anything that hyzers out left from the tee into the woods is really gonna ruin your chances of a birdie. Another way to play this hole is to play a big anhyzer over the trees and set yourself up as far right as you can. This is going to give you an easier approach to the basket. So it's a more difficult drive, but it's an easier approach. The camera right now is set up on the right side of the fairway. So if you were to finish over here on the right from the tee, you will be able to see that the entry towards the green is a whole lot more open. This is the view if you come straight down from the tee. And as we pan to the left, this is the entry with that hyzer approach on the second option I described. Hole 12, 300 feet, low ceiling. This is another hole you want to let the disc do the work. Something like a fairway driver or a driver. You can throw it straight and not too overstable. Something that's going to skip up to the basket. You try and play too much hyzer, you'll end up too far left, just basically pitching up for a 3. This is a very gettable hole for your deuce. Now, even a good drive can give you a little trouble because of the interesting tree formation around the green. Hole 13, par 3, 229 feet. This one has its best success with a forehand shot. It's a difficult backhand anhyzer because it brings the trees on the left side into play. It's just tricky. It's easier to just flick the shot here. It slopes from left to right, not violently, but it can give you a skip if you're coming in too hot, or a roll away. There is out of bounds on this hole on the right side. There is a fence, and I'm going to mark it on the screen for you. That right there is where the fence is. Hole 14 is another par 4 where your setup off the drive is absolutely crucial. A low ceiling, it plays slightly uphill. So an understable high-speed driver that you can hyzer flip, send it long. If you can get to the short pin, that's the best. It is a very severe dogleg right, almost over 90 degrees to the right. So it is imperative to get far enough off the fairway to be able to give yourself a play at a birdie 3 on this hole. Hole 15, 341 feet. It bows down to the right a little bit. The ideal shot is a soft turnover, something that's going to make the turn and glide down towards the basket. The walking path is out of bounds. It's behind the basket. I've never seen anybody end up over there, so it really takes overdriving the hole substantially to get into any out of bounds danger. Hole 16, your easiest par 4 to get a birdie on. We have water on the right, and there is a rope about 8 or 10 feet away from the water. There is a walking path on the left that is out of bounds also. The play here is a nice, safe drive with an overstable disc. You see this clearing you're heading towards. There's a lot of headwind typically on this hole. So trying to go for the extra distance with something understable can really bring that pond into play. A nice drive and an easy approach is the way to go. Hole 17, get out of the tunnel. Anything that doesn't get through this tunnel and out to the clearing is going to be an automatic bogey. You want to throw a nice fairway driver or a driver all the way down towards this low-lying area, hopefully past the trees, nothing out of bounds there, to give yourself a look at the birdie 3. Hole 18 to finish off, a par 4. There is a mandatory, you must stay left of this tree. play it straight down the fairway, let it hyzer up a little bit. It's going to give you a good look at your approach. Now the approach has a couple of guardian trees, low ceiling, requires a little finesse to get up and down for your birdie 3. And that is a tour of Heritage Park Disc Golf Course. It's a beautiful course. You're going to enjoy it very, very much. We do have locust trees here. If you're from out of state, be careful where you put your hand. We have some wild thorns that you need to be careful for. There's your address. You can log it into your GPS and come give it a try. Come practice it before the tournament. Best of luck in the 2018 Disc Golf World Championship.